What's going on, guys? So we're back at it again on the Mighty Max. So a few changes. We got the NV3500 right here. It comes on the S10s and the Silverados. So I picked this one up, and then now we'll put that together against the 5.3, and we'll put it in here. But first, we have to pull this motor and transmission. After a whole bunch of time, we finally made a huge mess. We got it all cleaned out. And now what we're gonna do is go ahead and put that motor and transmission in the back of the red truck that we got over here. So we got this, the LA Totally Awesome stuff. I went ahead and sprayed it in the engine bay. We'll get like a before and after real quick. As you can see, it's pretty dirty. So this is the finished product of the pressure washer. Came out pretty good. Obviously it'll clean up more later on, but this is good enough for now. So I've been working and not recording, but I jacked the truck up, put it on jack stands, and got the transmission up underneath here. What I'm trying to do is get the top of the transmission right there to align with the original hole. Just because I'm not trying to cut a big hole in there, but I'd like to see if this will at least fit in the same hole. It may have to sit the motor a little farther forwards, but we'll figure it out. So now we've put the transmission on top of the jack. I jacked it up. You can see how much room is going to have to be pushed out of it. So what I did was I put a Sharpie line on there that matches the contour of the transmission on both sides. So I was talking to my dad. He said we can either hit it with a hammer and get rid of it, push it out of the way for now, and then if I don't like it, I can cut it out and reshape it and everything. Or we can just go ahead and cut it out, put new metal in there and reshape it. What I'm probably gonna do to make it easier on me for now is just beat it in on this side and this side, just so we can get the transmission where it needs to actually sit, and see if we need to make any more corrections on the sides or not. All right, so I tried to beat it in right there. And then if you can see right there, there's a seam, and the hammering on that seam is not doing anything. So probably the metal's really thick right there. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and follow those lines that you see going down there and right underneath here and go underneath. And then we're just gonna cut it out so that I can get the transmission up in there. Then once we get everything fitted in, that's when we'll go and actually fix the flooring. But to do that, I'm gonna have to pull out the seat as well as the carpet down there. So that would be pulling the plastics here on the corner of the carpet, and then also up here in the front, so that I can get the carpet out. Now we're gonna get into taking this seat out. Now that we got those 4 bolts out, they're all 12 mils in there in the 4 corners. Now we're gonna take the seat out. You're gonna have to drop the seat belts first. Get them up underneath and out of the way. not doing this in a one-car garage. So now what we'll do is we'll take the screws out of the corners here. We'll pop out these front pieces. Actually, what we'll do first is vacuum. We'll get this carpet cleaned up a little bit, get all this trash out of here, and then we'll take the plastics off, pull it out, so we can get to the tunnel. So as you can tell, cleaning the carpet turned into taking everything out, and now we're here. So now I'm gonna go to the outside, and you can see where I hit it in right here. It's got a nice big old dent, so I'm gonna cut it around in here, bring it down inside of here just a little bit, and then we'll probably pull it out for now towards the outside on both sides to bring the transmission up in there, and then see what we'll have to do to make it fit back around it. So like I said, we'll cut here down all the way down to here, and then we're gonna pull it this way. I got both sides cut out. You can see it here on this one, and then also on that side right there. Kind of pulled it out just a little bit. I'm trying to get this to come out of the exact same hole as the old one, but it really needs to be there due to the fact that the motor from the back where it bolts onto the transmission to the very front of the harmonic balancer is 26 inches. So 26 inches from where I have this transmission sitting right now is pretty much right here at the very front. So I'd have just enough room to put a radiator right here in the front and then run electric fans. So what I did was I went ahead and put the transmission on the engine, put the front sump oil pan on there. So what we'll have to do is put it on the engine hoist here, pick it up, put it down inside of there, jack up on the back side with the jack here, and then we're also going to look into putting those two black motor mounts in there that we showed off before right here. So we'll get right into that. So I pretty much got the motor where I want it to go. So the next thing I'm gonna do is go ahead and use some CAD, some cardboard aided design. And I'm gonna cut out the shapes of the triangle pieces that come here, and then we'll fix it to where it's actually being able to be welded there and here. And then for the back, I went ahead and got a new transmission mount. And then what I'm gonna do is try and use this original cross member piece here, but the way that the transmission is sitting, the new piece is gonna have to bolt like somewhere right in here on it. So what we'll have to do is cut it out and then put a flat piece of metal in there, and we'll be able to bolt it in from the bottom through that big old hole right there. So I got this subframe piece cut out, so we had to cut this front piece off of here for the old transmission mount. And then I also cut this piece out of here. So now what I'm gonna do is take this, we'll put it in here in the middle where the bolt hole's in the middle. I'll cut this line here, cut this line here, slide it down in there, and then cut two pieces off to make the sidewall piece here and here. And then we'll be able to put that down in there, grab that new transmission mount, put it on there, and then be able to bolt it up to where the transmission will be held. All right, so I have the piece, the cardboard piece here that we'll put in here, and we'll cut it out real quick. So I got it cut out, and now we're sitting it down inside of here. So now all I'll have to do is do a little cardboard cut out of here, and then also out of here. I have this metal from a bent engine puller that I have, so I may take pieces off of this and just cut little squares or the little shapes out of this or even this, and then we'll make it fit into those two corner pieces right here, and then we'll be able to bolt that transmission up. So now that I have this triangle piece to go here and then this one to go in here, I'm going to go ahead and weld this piece in across the bottom here and across the back side there, and then when I put it in here, I'll just go around every single corner as well as this side, every single corner. So I got it welded. I don't claim to be a professional or anything, but that's definitely not going to go anywhere. And it's definitely going to be strong. So I'm going to do the weld right here on this line here and that line right there, and then we'll put it up in there and see how it fits. So it didn't fit when I first put it in there. So what I did was I ovaled out the hole a little bit. Now we're going to test fit it and see if it fits inside of it. Now, the truck has a transmission mounted. So I used the original mount. It's bolted in the same exact spot. So now we'll start putting those motor mounts in. So I got a little bit carried away. So what I did was I took this piece, I laid it on the piece of cardboard like that, cut it out, kind of made it to this shape, and then the motor mount, the old motor mount, turns down right here, so it kind of angles over. So it ended up being this shape here. So this piece fit on there, and then I had to shape that triangle piece with it. So what I'll have to do is make another one of these to go right here onto the other side, right down in there, and then I'll just have to do one with the full size one to hook it right in there, and then I'll have to cut like a triangle to go around the frame right there. All right, now what I've done is I went ahead and took the two bolts out of the motor mounts. I grinded down the metal on both sides, well, on this side here, and then also now I can take this piece, pull it out, and do the exact same thing over here, and then we'll put it all back together. I'll lower the motor back down onto the mounts, and we'll be able to weld here, here, and then on the other side as well. Okay, so we're back after a long amount of time. But I got them welded in there. Some nasty boogers in there, but I'll clean them up once I pull the engine out, but that'll be in another video. So I got both sides finished. As you can see, the truck is just chilling now. I did some measurements in the front, and so far it's only dropped 1/4 of an inch with this big old motor in here, so we'll see how much lower it goes once we start putting everything back on it. Well, if you like what you saw, come back on the next video. In the next one, we'll probably work on another vehicle. This one's going to be waiting on a few parts. So like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next one.